What is up, the world of the living? My name is Vilagers. Welcome back to Truly Bedrock. Friends, what is even going on around? I woke up today, I went to visit the Revive, and would you look at that? Everything is covered in berry bushes, and I hate it. I honestly hate it. Methinks this is some retaliation from SlackLizard or Foxy for us berry bushing their shop the other day. Which I guess is perfectly fine, perfectly fair. At the very least, I don't have my villagers roaming about anymore. They're all stuck in their tiny little huts. So this kind of is no harm, no foul. But at the same time, this is a significant amount of berries, and why? Just come on, guys, seriously. Also, what? How is this redstone not activated? Seriously with this. Now, today though, I was hoping to start maybe moving out of the Revive for a plethora of reasons. One of those is that now that I actually know how to operate a village, thanks to the Revive being basically my tiny guide to how to do it, and now that I also even know how to fix a village if it breaks entirely and like villagers become confused as to which bed is which. I'm thinking that maybe it's about time I started working on some sort of a trading hall that would be more of a trading hall and less of an actual living and breathing town. At the same time, this is something I was planning to do from the very beginning of the season. And at the same time, I was hoping to start populating my outer base, the one that we started working on last time. Which, by the way, I have a lot to show you too about, since well, there's been a bunch of progress, just an absolute ton of progress, and I think you're gonna love it. So, what's the story here? Well, ever since the meteorite hit, well, not a meteorite, it's a moon chunk. Ever since the moon chunk hit the Revive village, the villagers basically knew that, okay, something's coming and we cannot continue the way we used to operate. And even though, like, they themselves don't necessarily know what to do about the moon falling, what they do know is that something has to be done. So they dispatch their only son, the Star Child, into the wildness, over there, to discover and help come up with a solution, help figure out why the moon is falling and how do we stop it. And so that's what my main base will be. It will be an assembly of librarian type villagers, librarians, cleric and that kind of stuff, basically living in this very close-knit community, trying to do sciences and basically figure out what is going on and why is the moon the way it is. As a result, we will have a bunch of librarians, we will have a bunch of clerics, a bunch of just decorative and non-decorative people doing all sorts of stuff. And originally I had a plan to have it so I also have emerald farms out there, meaning that I would have a pumpkin farm connected to a farmer, I would have a carrot farm connected to a carrot trader, that kind of deal. But recently a new development came up, and that development is over here in the commercial. Wow. This place, I swear to dog, it looks absolutely amazing. DaphneElaine has taken it upon herself to add the fountain, the water feature, and to basically asphalt the entire place, and it looks ever so nice and ever so cozy now that it actually looks like a place people live in. Anyway, we're here to examine this particular shop. This is a shop that sells a bunch of stuff, and most of the stuff that it sells comes from DB, and it comes from DB's Emerald Farm. That's right, right now, using outposts and bad omen effects and that kind of stuff, you can have an actual farm of villagers, which produces emeralds, easily. So you can have an AFK farm of emeralds, meaning that trading anything for emeralds is just not a thing now. It's pointless, it's a waste of time. Generally, it's a waste of your time. As a result, it's much more feasible to just buy what he calls a beacon base for several diamonds and then just craft it back into emeralds and use those emeralds to buy books from librarians and tools from toolsmiths, rather than using actual villager trades to do anything. Come on, it's only 20 diamonds, and I honestly have no idea how much do I get for like how much is a beacon base? Red tokens grant yada yada. Dude, seriously, how many emerald blocks do I get to take if I pay you? Seriously, man, I don't memorize randomly how many blocks it takes to make a beacon. Seriously, man. Anyway, my point being that because emerald farms are a thing, and Silent might be working on one right now, because emerald farms are a thing, there's no point in farming emeralds the old-fashioned way through trading, and it's only point to keep villagers that you want to buy stuff from with emeralds, not the other way around. So yeah, it's gonna be just a society of blacksmiths and librarians, the way I understand it. Also, TNC and SlackLizard are over here and doing something. That's interesting. That's interesting. Also, yeah, iron has been selling like crazy. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Exactly what I expected. Let's see. No coal sold and no diamonds sold, but again, in the current economy, there's no point of buying diamonds for money because you buy money for diamonds. So, yeah, I need to add some sort of a way for people to earn money without having to sell diamonds all the time. Also, you buddy, I'm sorry, we don't serve people who wear gold armor. Oh, but what I noticed is this is not actually the current version of the pebbles. Oh dear. Oh, this is the cash that we've given. Okay, this is not. This is the cash that we given to Prowl. Well, we made Prowl buy. So again, we didn't lose money per se because he did throw diamonds in there. But these needs to be discontinued and cannot be put back into the system. Almost caused a problem right there for myself. Better know better next time. We're gonna let this slide this once, because these obviously are not counterfeit. They did stack just there with the other ones we have. Except for this one, it seems. No F in there, so these are not counterfeit. These are not counterfeit. It just seems that Prowl came over and decided to buy his diamonds worth. Which, I mean, I applaud him, and he's a bigger man for learning how to use actual currency instead of those blue rocks that everybody else is doing. Oh my god, Daphne! This is incredible! I was planning to make some sort of a decoration for the nether portal, but wow! Oh man, this is great. I love it. I'm at a loss of words. Anyway, I'm going back to my base. Sorry for this entire detour. So, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the town of Moonfall, with its glorious motto, everybody dies. I love it because, well, first, it goes exactly the way you expect it to go. It goes, Moon falls, everybody dies. But also, I love that because that actually does work as a bit of a nihilistic motto. Because that's like one thing kind of encapsulating every single creature in this game. All of them die if you stab them hard enough. So, yeah. It's kind of, you know, this passive-aggressive threat. However, I do realize that there's not much of a town around here yet. And there won't be for quite a bit. There won't be. I'm tiny bit all builded out, if you ask me. But I did want to start working on it. And really, what is the town, I ask you? If not the people. So what we're gonna be doing today is we're gonna be getting the people of the Moonfall into the actual, you know, area where I will be building houses for them. So we start, of course, with Starchild. He's over here in his proto house, definitely not protected from lightning, so I will have to build him some sort of a roof. And yeah, he's contempt in there, and this is Starchild, yeah, the only son of Revive, the only guy with purple in this entire thing. Which made me think, yeah, he sells Efficiency 5 books for a ridiculously high price, but we won't hold that against him, and I'm yet to unlock the rest of his trades. We'll see what else books he sells. Maybe he will not be as useless as ever. Though I do want to maybe make him into a mayor of some sort because of his nice jacket and that kind of stuff. But what he did make me think about is that villagers in this game will now have different skins depending on the biome they are born in. So what I decided to do is I decided to not breed my villagers for the revive in here, in the plains slash mountain biome, because that will just result in regular old boring dull brown coats, and I don't want those. I want some sort of a pizzazzy villagers. Let's take a look. This is the regular old plains villager, brown coat, not fun whatsoever, boring. All of you can go home, you have no homes, I apologize. Next up, the desert villagers. Ones I personally actually really like. Really like, absolutely glorious, look at them. They have this brilliant combination of yellow and green, so yeah, these look fun. But the problem with them, to me personally, is that they almost look too fun. Savannah Unana villagers are tiny bit better. They have this red coat, which is very bright and stands out a lot. But the problem with them is, yeah, this stupid headband that most of them have. Especially the ones with no profession. These are kind of frustrating and I don't like them a bit. There you go. Yeah, because the red book that they use as a hat looks kind of matches the tone of their little coats. This might be the librarian I want to go for. This might be the actual librarian person. While in my personal opinion, the blacksmith, the toolsmith villager of the desert looks the best. The librarians definitely look the best when they are in savannah gear. Not so much for these guys. Yeah, the swamp villagers sadly can only be encountered if you made some villagers breed in the swamp, which won't be a problem necessarily. And I really do love their purple outfits. The problem of course arises when, again, grass skirts and grass leaves as their headwear. That's just not pizzazzy enough for me personally. And then we have the Ice Gang, which, yeah, this guy looks just stupid. Ice Gang, I actually absolutely love. Their coats are blue, which is already just a color of royalty and just cleanliness and pristineness. But more importantly, their secondary color, unlike the swamp villagers, is white to blue. Like on the swamp villagers, they have green to purple, which is kind of complementary, but not really. These guys, their colors actively complement each other. Oh, almost forgot, there's also these guys, the tiger villagers. They're just kind of less brown. I like them, but I don't want to have a town full of them, let's put it that way. Okay, so I guess if I would clickbait this and do the trend, then I would rate the tiger villagers as the C team, C level. I would rate the swamp villagers as B grade, and the snowy villagers are definitely A level, A tier. And savannah ones are the SS tier, the super special tier. But only librarians. The rest of them are just F. Just every single other villager from savannah except for librarian is F. And all the other different villagers are also F. Oh, and all the zombie villagers are S tier. Just all of them. Sadly, the only village of the ice variety is kind of forever away. And yeah, just looking at the map right here, we're somewhere around here where DaphneElaine's supposed area is, which is not where she actually lives. And, nope. And my actual base is all the way down here. So this is the trail we will have to do, this is the track. which is like, yeah, it's at least 1,000 blocks. Of course, nether portals are a thing, so maybe sinking in a nether portal would be really nice and really useful. And hey, look! They actually are producing baby villagers, so that's a positive. I can just use it as a bit of a farm. That's an idea. We plop a nether portal, and every time we see a baby, we take that baby and we throw it into the nether portal. Just Spartan it, like a crazy person. And then, that way, they will continue to breed, maybe, probably, if I keep feeding them, of course. And they will continue to produce babies. And we will continue to throw those babies into the nether portal. And then, on the other side, in the nether, we'll deliver them all the way back to my base. That sounds like a plan. That sounds like doable. That sounds like I need to go and mine for obsidian right about now. So, let's do that. And let's attempt to drop at the very least one of our new residents over at the area where we actually need him. And that's hilarious. I literally just dug down, like straight down. And I've hit a double skeleton spawner. This is amazing. This is absolutely amazing. I so don't need this, but might come in handy sometime later. Maybe one day, probably not. I'm really just looking for lava, and hey, there it is. Also, here's a fun thing. Last time you saw me transporting a bunch of villagers through the nether. Well, one villager through the nether for DaphneElaine's hub. We did it on a boat. And using a particular trick with glitches and whatnot, like, if you saw that video, you know. Meanwhile, this whole time we had a minecart rail going through the nether hub. I have no idea why I did not use it back then, but this pigman, I'm pretty sure, has a hint as to why. He's not having a good time at the moment. Okay, yeah, the child is having just a bit of a seizure in there, but he is moving, and that's all I really wanted. I might actually establish a separate full-on railway all the way from that village to my nether portal, but for now this works. And hey, the child is not a child anymore. He's a jerk, and he's using the bug that allows mobs to move freely while in minecarts to his advantage. Why are you running? Where are you running? There is nowhere to run for you. You are in the nether. I'm trying to bring you to a place you can call home. Yeah, that's right. You go that way. Go that way. Quick note to myself mostly, and to everybody really watching the video, but you know, because in Minecraft for Windows 10 edition there is, well, Bedrock edition generally, there is a piece of code that allows us to lead boats. That leads credence to the idea that there is no reason why there couldn't be a piece of code that would allow us to lead minecart. So, with just a bit of code buggery, in theory you could have a minecart that could be leadable, because that's part of a behavior and that can be probably altered in behavior pack. As a result, there is no reason as to why we couldn't have already trains in Minecraft. Like full on, just lead several minecarts on a lead near to each other and sit in a minecart and just go, and you got a train. The only reason is, I guess, no one has thought of this, which I highly doubt, because this is a community of billions upon billions of people. Do you agree? He does not agree. He does not care for trains. Also, as much as I claim to be an expert on bot behavior, you will have to explain to me what is going on in here, because this is not the speed that a bot would usually move at. There is no ice under the carpet. I absolutely do not understand why it's doing what it's doing. And I'm not opposed to what it is doing, don't get me wrong. This is actually really fun. Alright, this one guy has been delivered. The trail has been blazed. We picked out the ideology of the town we'll be building. We picked out the kind of people we'll be having in the town. All that's left to do is really pick out the architectural style, and that is a lot of thinking and trying, and I will probably just settle on the regular one, on the regular type of build that I usually do. But still, that is something I feel best looked at in a separate video. For now, that is gonna be it for today's episode. Thank you, everybody, so much for watching. This has been SlowXP. This has been Truly Bedrock, Moonfall, this guy, Pigman, Bot. It has been a lot of things, is what I'm trying to say. To be continued. Have a good one. Bye bye.